Hi, I'm Tanguy Jacopin, and we are back on K2 Born in the marketing series. The issue of today is customer insight analysis, and more specifically, need analysis. What is it? Well, basically, when we refer to this, we refer to the following issue. We need to understand the customer. We need to understand the needs that it may have. How does it search? If we are able to provide satisfying answer to the need, and what value are we going to bring? Okay, so this is what we are trying to do. You will see that it will be based on a theoretical part of the models that explain how it works. Then we'll have two examples, and then we'll be able to conclude. Pretty simple, isn't it? So first, what we have to do is we need to identify the mean and the end. We'll try to make some ladders in terms of characteristics, benefits that we may able to provide to the customer, and at the end, reason or value that the customer will get by using your product. So this is the first issue. Second one will be about identifying obstacle, because maybe you will say, hey, the product the service that you have is fantastic. Nevertheless, you've got a couple of issues that need to be addressed. The sooner they will be addressed, the better it will be for the acquisition of your product. So if you're able to figure out an action plan just to avoid all these pitfalls, great. And this is what we're going to show you as well. Okay, so but just first we're going to see a first example. No need to stop at this point. Maybe you can try to figure out some other issues at this point, but I recommend you to try to answer on your own. Let's say the second example. You make a pause in your video and you try to solve it, and as soon as you solve it, you come back to the video. Okay, so this is it. Let's move in. So how does it work? Well, here you can see attribute or characteristics. It's up to you. Benefit for the customer and the value for the customer. So you will have you will have several attribute and characteristics. It's not necessary that all of them will fit all your target groups. It's very important. So you may see that maybe you will have some issue concerning attribute 1, attribute 2, attribute 3, or attribute 2 and 4, for instance. Now, it should be converging. This is really important. When we're talking about this insight, it's really important that the information that you get should be converging. And you need to use several tools. You need to figure out they're all converging, just to say, I'm not going to make any mistake. Really important that you take a note of that. I shed the light on this, because if you got divergence indicator, you may make a mistake launching the product. Or you may haven't fully integrated the way through which the customer is eager to have his need fulfilled. Okay, really important. Then you've got benefit for the customers. Try to go and make a real survey. Hey, why would you acquire this product? What are the key benefits that you can get, and so on. Really important. And then value for the customer. It's much more a psychological factor at this point. And obviously, you need to be able to translate this psychological factor into willingness to pay. Because at some point you can say, well, this is great what you're selling, but I don't want to pay one dime. A dime. No. Not even a dime about it. So really important that you figure out what you can do. So example, when you are trying to compare the product, most of the time you will have the existing product. So here it's common cars, and you've got the products that you are eager to launch. Really important. To make it work, they need to be in the same category of product. No, if you compare, for instance, a common car with a Maserati, well, I think it's not going to make any sense, because the willingness to pay is so different. The attribute, benefit, and value are so different that it won't work. Okay, so pick some categories of products that are similar. In common car, you can focus on different attributes. In my case, say consuming less, pretty environmental friendly, and among the elements, it's polluting less. Here, it's less spending budget-wise. And here, because everybody now recognize that this is the best environmental friendly car, it's about self-realizing. So when you will be seen with this car in the street, you say, well, this one is fully compromised with the environment. This is the point. Okay? So this is a premium. This is the reason why some people may be eager to pay more at this point. Okay? So this is one example. Just to give you another issue, more technical. So it's interesting here because we're considering some elements that you may face at this point of your life. Mortgage credit. So what is it better? Is it better a variable interest rate or fixed interest rate? You say, well, it depends of the rate, it depends of the period of the time. Okay, it's true. Situation may be completely different, but most of the time you will see that you've got some issues that you can compare. So here, this is the moment where I tell you, please try to solve it. Try to see what are characteristic, benefit, and value, and what are you able to figure out afterwards. So in your case, you stop. In my case, I go on. Okay, so when you've got a variable interest rate, it's cheaper now most of the time. And but if interest rate increases, well, it will be more expensive. Nevertheless, because it's cheaper now, I can purchase my house now. My way will increase definitely. It has always happened. Well, even if there's well, with inflation at least, it will increase at least at the nominal level. So really important. Then what you can say is that in terms of value, well, I'm a success story. I can say, you know, here I'm an owner, so you know, American dream, success story. I will create my emporio. Fantastic. Well, except if you got a subprime crisis, okay? But let's mention that. Well, we're not forced to happen. And then you've got the second case. Fixed interest rate, no surprise, but the problem is the acquisition may be postponed. So it may seem loosey guy on the short term, but you say, hey, here you've got a type of person that say, I value long term, and I value risk. So, and because of this, if you're a bank and if you want to acquire a customer, what you will do? Well, you go here. What is the problem? Well, basically, most of the time what banks are doing is that they extrapolate the risk to the customer, which is not truly socially responsible. And what happened? Well, most of the time when you got problem, well, you've got subprime crisis. In the country where variable interest rates, these were the countries where they suffer more the subprime crisis. Well, it's not a surprise that US and Spain were these two countries. Okay, so I could mention some more, but just to mention two. Okay, at this point, if we go on, what happened? Okay, so you will see that basically benefit for the customer, you will have some potential obstacle, possible correction, and action plan. So at this point, it's really interesting to see, benefit for the customer. You've got, for instance, if we stay with the previous example, acquisition to the credit, to the house of your dream, a potential obstacle. Well, possible is that it costs you a huge amount of money. What do? They say, well, we are going to overvalue your reputation. We're going to make some trick, and like that, the willingness to pay will be kept at the higher point, and then you launch a product, even if it's risky. So here it's an example. Otherwise, you can say, well, it's supposed that our customer will have to assume too many risks for its profile. It would be over indebted. And this is the reason why, for instance, subprime product should have been rejected because they were far too risky for the profile of customers. You see? So it's really important as a company not to be too much greedy, okay? Minimum it's okay, obviously, but too much, it's too much. And in this case, it was too much, okay? So what are the advantages of the laddering system? It's intuitive, so it can be, it can work. It can be, you can work with people. You can try to apply your action plan pretty easily. Now, watch out. It only works if you got several characteristics, and if there, and on top of that, if this convergent have to be taken into consideration that you're not going to make any mistake. Okay, so globally speaking, what is great with the customer need is that you can put yourself with your customer and you can check out the intrinsic motivation of these people. If it doesn't work, or if customers are not able to properly justify the choice, it's still time to postpone the launching of the product. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this customer insight model, and hope to see you soon in K2Born. Bye bye. Have a nice day.